Jurassic World Dominion, the so-called final film in the Jurassic Park franchise. I'll believe that when I see it because they still make a ton of money. I literally just got out of the theater, so I wanted to give my quick thoughts before I forget them. Starring Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, Sam Neill, plus introducing a few newer characters, supporting cast. Overall, it was a pretty good movie. I would say this ranks number 3. And stay tuned to the end because I'm going to rank all of the Jurassic Park / Jurassic World movies. So we'll start off with the good, and that is they did a very excellent job combining all the characters from the original Jurassic Park films to the current characters in the Jurassic World films. All of them had a moment to shine. All of them had fleshed out characterization. There was no just like guest appearances or anything like that. It was, they literally had roles to play. They were pivotal to the storyline. As expected, some of the dinosaur action scenes are done really well. I don't think you're gonna have a big budget dinosaur action movie and not have some of the scenes done really well. Well, maybe Jurassic Park 2. That's such a forgettable movie. But for real, in this movie, there were some really good dinosaur action scenes in it. Standout performance is DeWanda Wise, or Weiss, I don't know how to say her last name, but she plays a pilot in this movie, and she has really good interactions with some of the main characters, and some really good action scenes, and the overall story of her character was done really well. And of course, we can't forget Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum definitely is the comedy relief still of the franchise and does a really excellent job in this movie. Definitely chews up scenery and is definitely a bright spot for the franchise. And also, Laura Dern and Sam Neill finally get some more attention. So they did some really good things with their characters in this movie. They really didn't have any shining moments in any of the previous sequels. They were really just front and center in the original Jurassic Park movie and then just kind of played second fiddle. I know Sam Neill was in Jurassic Park 3. He was a main character. But this one finally gets those two characters together, and there's closure for those two characters, finally. And now for the bad. Unfortunately, it was underwhelming. For the last film in a franchise as big as the Jurassic Park franchise is. Yeah, there was some good action scenes, there was some funny moments, there was decent parts to the story, but overall it was still underwhelming. None of the sequels have ever lived up to the original Jurassic Park movie, and I don't know, that was almost a perfect film as far as dinosaurs go. The effects were cutting edge at the time. I remember seeing Jurassic Park in the theater and just being in awe of how good the movie was. And you can rewatch it. It's got rewatchability, so you can rewatch it and it still lives up and you still get that sense of awe and wonder when you're watching it. So it was just, I think they captured lightning in a bottle for the first movie, and then they tried their best to carry the franchise. And look, all these movies have made plenty of money. So, Universal Studios has not suffered for not living up to the original Jurassic Park, for sure. I think reintroducing the storyline with these Jurassic World films, having your Jurassic Park trilogy that kind of fizzled out there. Jurassic Park 2 and 3 were not that good at all. And then reintroducing things as Jurassic World was definitely a good thing for the franchise. But overall, even these Jurassic World movies have not really lived up to the original Jurassic Park. I also think one of the things that these Jurassic World movies are missing is none of them really hit you in the feels at all. So I'm thinking it's the Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard issue. They really don't have much chemistry between them as far as, feels kind of forced at times. Chris Pratt seems, they're both kind of quote unquote stiff actors around each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He definitely does a better job in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise with Zoe Saldana character and their chemistry. So maybe it's just Bryce Dallas Howard. I'm not sure. There was a scene in this movie where it got there. There was a scene where they're in the airplane. It's in the trailers. They have to kind of make a decision of which one ejects out of the plane. They have to kind of say some goodbyes, and they're not sure if they're going to see each other again, and that got very close to hitting in the feels, but not quite. It was the best scene between them so far in the entire franchise, but it still wasn't quite there. I'm sure they'll reintroduce Jurassic Park at some point, somewhere down the line, in some other way, shape, or form. But as far as these characters in this franchise, this is supposedly the last one. So maybe this is as good as it gets. Maybe this is, you know, all we're ever gonna get as far as a dinosaur action film franchise. This is as good as they can do with the dinosaurs as, you know, a main player in a film. You know what I mean? You're just kind of filming creatures who they try in the Jurassic World films to have them communicate and portray that on a film, and it just kind of seems a little goofy. I don't know. So maybe this is as good as it gets for dinosaur movies, big budget dinosaur movies. All right, like I said at the beginning, I'm going to rank all the Jurassic Park movies. Now, Jurassic Park, the original, still number one, numero uno, obviously, hands down. I don't think there's anyone who disagrees with that in the entire planet Earth. Jurassic Park, the original one, is number one. For me, number two is Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World movie that's in this newer trilogy, because I loved the theme park elements. I loved reintroducing the theme park elements like they had in Jurassic Park on a bigger scale with better effects and things like that. So I did re-watch the original Jurassic Park, and I re-watched all the Jurassic World movies leading up to going to see Dominion today. And I definitely like Jurassic World number two. So that brings us to number three. This one, Jurassic World Dominion, I think is number three. So, you know, even though I said there were some bad things, it was still underwhelming. It was still better than all the rest of the sequels besides Jurassic World. So number four, that brings us to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So yes, I do like the Jurassic World, the newer films, better than the older sequels. Obviously, there's probably a few people out there who like Jurassic Park 2 and 3, I don't know, but they're definitely at the bottom of my list. So that brings up number five. That would be Jurassic World 3. There were some decent scenes in that. I remember the pterodactyl scene in that. I did not rewatch that one before I watched this movie, but I do remember the pterodactyl scene being pretty good in that film, so that kind of bumps that above Jurassic Park 2. But Jurassic Park 2, I rewatched that one before I saw Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and I don't even know why I tried. It is such cheese. So bad. The only good thing about Jurassic Park 2 is Jeff Goldblum is in it. So if you like Jeff Goldblum and you want to see everything he's in, and he has some funny parts in that, but Jurassic Park 2 is horrible. It is the worst of the franchise. Jeff Goldblum is the only saving grace for me to even acknowledge his existence. All right, that's going to wrap up our review of Jurassic World Dominion and all the Jurassic Park movies ranked. So 6 films, 1 through 6, ranked. Done. We'll see what they come up with, but I'm sure it's going to be a few years before we're going to see anything Jurassic Park related. I had no idea what we're going to go see next, but we've been trying to see Top Gun, Colleen and I, but her work schedule's been getting in the way, and life just keeps getting in the way, so I was able to sneak out to this movie by myself. But we are trying to see Top Gun, so you might see a review of that coming out yet. But besides Top Gun, which is already out, Thor Love and Thunder is definite. That's a definite we'll be going to see, so that may be the next review. I'm not sure. Until next time, last tag.